Hello everybody, welcome to the behind the scenes May edition from me, WhatsMelee.
Me, Fonic Arts.
And Mosers. Woo!
Woo.
This month we bring you a huge, and I mean huge, set of awesomeness, which
Yep.
brings us the term Mad May.
Yeah, it's gonna be an exciting month.
We'll actually start it off with XP boosts and extra loyalty points.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be a nice little bonus. I feel like Jagex is kind of making up for mistakes they've made recently in a sense, but you know, I'd never complain about.
Fortune.
Yeah, I'd never complain about double XP boosts and extra loyalty points. So.
And here's just the biggest thing. You to get this stuff, you have to be a member for the entirety of May, from the 31st to the 31st. That's where you'll get 250k worth of double XP boosts and 5k extra loyalty points on the 1st of June.
I cannot wait.
Even if you're... Go ahead.
Sorry. Speaking of which, I think I have to renew my membership before it runs out in the middle of May and I get screwed.
I do too.
Yeah, mine's on recurring.
Oh, lucky.
Well, I work.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if you're a member and your membership lapses, you do have there is XP benefits, drop increases, and some mad monkey themed mayhem with
Drop increases. Ooh.
an extra spin on the Squill of Fortune.
I actually noticed that yesterday when I logged out.
I didn't realize that I got a third one.
I know. I
Yeah.
saw. I was like, I have 3, but I'd gotten a bunch of squeal tickets during the day doing various stuff. So I was like,
Maybe one of those.
Yep.
So I'm going to assume that there's. So I'm going to assume that there's going to be barrels loot times 4, right?
Yeah. Actually, some times 4 barrels loot with the Mauritania multiplier, so you're getting times 8 runes. That's how we do it.
Is that with what was that with tier 3 or max?
I think it's. I don't know. I'm just totally kidding. It's not
Moser?
gonna happen.
Sure. I don't know.
You know,
I don't know.
Jagex
Actually,
doesn't
that would
let-
be awesome. That would actually be kind of bad, but that would keep rune prices down with the rune span update that happened a couple days, yesterday.
Yeah.
Times 8 runes.
Times 8 runes.
But
Even before times 8 runes.
as long as you're subscribed over the course of the month, you'll get an extra spin, and they're planning something fun with Yelps in this Wheel of Fortune. So they said just keep a check on the news. So I'm guessing with the benefit and the drops, it'll rotate between different locations. So one day it might be God Wars
Man,
and such like that.
I feel like saying something about it because, like,
It
I feel like
devalues
well, yeah, well, not that it devalues it, but I feel like they shouldn't. As much as it'd be nice if they did release the locations. I feel like they shouldn't release which monster has a bonus drop rate that day because you know what? It'll get more people onto the game if you do it because there's only a certain amount of people that can go to Bandos in one day, and if you up the drop rate for Bandos, then you limit. But if you say we've upped the drop rate for some monster in the game today, like go find out, and when somebody gets double tacits, I mean until somebody gets double tacits, nobody's gonna know that it's extra loot from Bandos, you know.
And I can see as soon as double loot from Ness is going to be one of those things. It's going to be a double for Pernix top or something like that. That'll make anybody happy, which it should, right?
Yeah,
I want
Is that-
double onyx.
that's how Rune Shark made their money.
Yeah,
Double
double
Onyx
Onyx
from
from Kiln would actually make Moser
Actually,
happy
that'd be really cool. Yeah, just like little things, make people happy. I feel like double Onyx from Kiln would maybe kill the price on Onyx more.
10 mil an hour. Woo.
10 million. Yeah. Oh man.
That would make people happy. Plus, I do have to buy an Onyx ring eventually when I do more mobilizing armies.
Mhm.
I got to get another 100 rank.
I never want to do mobilizing armies.
Too bad, Comp Cape. Get some.
It's only for trimmed. No.
Aw, that's no fun.
Well, heck, I'm going for rank 1 esteem, and I'm probably never going to get trimmed comp because I can't be forced to do the 5K Castle Wars games.
You Castle Wars for 2
Dear
years.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Castle Wars for like 2 years straight, 24 hours a day, never missing a game.
Well, it's not. If you do it 24 hours a day, you can do it in less than a year. But
Still,
if you play like an average amount, it would take you like 2 years.
Yeah.
and I just can't be forced to do that.
Yeah.
All right, you want to bring out the you want to
The
make free to
next
play happy now?
fantastic idea from Jagex, the latest, greatest, fucking amazing stroke of genius they've ever had. Let me tell you, it is the bonfires. Oh God.
And we've had these, and people's had this discussion a ton back in the day.
Yeah, I've always heard, like, there were always rumors of, like, Fire Make X, and, like, I felt like those rumors were satisfied when,
The Inferno ads.
Yeah, no, Jadinko Lair.
Well, I mean, I do like the fact that Jadinko Lair is AFK stackable like that.
Yes, and as much as I was kind of against it, you know what? It has its place in the game.
Well, that's also a good part because it was only specific to that location with its own specific logs.
Mm-hmm.
Now bonfires will be any log. You could put a stack of 100 or so, or inventory of magic logs on bonfire, and they're going to have to find a way to limit the speed of it, the speed that you can add them to the fire.
Oh, I'm guessing it's just going to be like a Make X. You're going to use the logs on the fire, use one log, and then the thing's going to pop up in your fucking chat box. You're going to click on the little box and...
Yeah, I can see it like that. Well, I can see it like make a fire, then you use a log on the fire, and then you get the Make X thing.
Mm-hmm.
In before bonfire has no limit on size and just keeps growing
Until it consumes the
Burn
world.
down Varrock. I thought it was kind of cute, kind of funny how they introduced it. Like, these long lines of fires have been showing up in our game for so long. Like,
One of the strangest phenomena.
yeah, exactly. But you know what? I think it's a good thing they're looking at this kind of thing, because like they're looking at like why is fire making best done when you burn logs in a straight line? How can we make this better? Like Moser and I have talked previously about this, but like, why is construction best done by doing one single item over and over and over? Why can't they change it up somehow, like bonuses in rooms and stuff, bonuses for like room completions, to actually make construction a stat worth doing outside of like spamming oak larders?
And even then, the cost of construction is still extremely expensive.
Yeah, that's one thing. But I feel like
the Sacred Clay Hammers help, and the
Yeah.
construction outfit.
Yes. I feel like this is going to raise the price of some logs, though. Not...
I can see magic logs going up.
Yeah, mainly magic logs. I don't think...
Because it's going to be one of those, like, you've done Jadinko Lair. You've done Jadinko Lair fire making, right?
Yeah.
And you've used it with the Flame Gloves, the Ring of Fire, and the
Yeah.
Pyre Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And you see what it does. It gives you a ton of experience.
Mm-hmm.
And now combine all that with the Penitence Master Horn
Yeah.
for bonfires outside.
Yeah.
We're talking about magic logs giving 1k XP per log.
But okay, let me state this point now that you're talking about XP. I severely, incredibly hope that Jagex does not make this AFK fire making method better than a click intensive method.
I can agree on that because everybody's done their click intensive method up to 83.
Exactly.
Or
And
most of the more recent ones, I should say.
yeah, well, I mean, and just to reward people for fucking AFKing is stupid, if you ask me. Like, yeah, people should get more XP for that hard work, for that extra bit of clicking, for that extra,
The extra
effort.
time spent there at Barbarian Assault charging the horn to make it go faster in the line.
And all that kind of stuff. It's just like, people should actually get something out of it instead of just, adding bonfires to the game and instantly making them the best XP, kind of like what happened with Jadinko.
And they'll probably double check this and make sure of it because they'll want to try to balance it compared to the higher level making methods.
Mm-hmm. Another thing is, I wonder if you can cook on bonfires, or if there will be...
It says that you can, and you might be getting bonus experience for it.
Oh, wow.
And boost the cooking experience and gaining health bonuses depending on your fire making levels and log types. So you can see magic logs giving you like a Ceradolin brew, like a double Cera brew boost or something.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably going to be almost. I don't want to say it like this, but I feel like there's going to be a world specifically for like a world specifically for like GE bonfires, where people are just going to group up and cook on the GE bonfire. You know, and there'll be a group of people that keep adding logs, and there'll
And
be
the thing is, even though it will give that boost to cooking experience, it still won't beat the fact that you can still burn easier on a fire than you can on a range.
yeah, which has always been one of those
But
things.
also that boost to cooking experience, will that combine with the urns?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. Just XP, the way it comes into the game now, is just so different.
Well, urns have made some of it a little easier.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, actually, I think that sums that one up.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, really quickly on the end of that,
Oh.
I feel like it's smart of them to have those bonuses based on logs and whatnot, because it's just kind of cheap, you know, to think like, okay,
Level
if you're
one
gonna
log.
if you're gonna give them bonus XP, people are just gonna spam normal logs instead of magics, because you're gonna save, you know,
1K.
cash in cooking, you know, cash per cooking XP in the long run.
Actually, I see one line that sticks out now.
Oh really?
Um, and I'll read the whole line. After making yourself a fire, you'll be able to add more logs directly to that fire, potentially finding strange spirits who will give you a small rewards from freeing them from their wooden prisons. Now, does this remind you of like chewed bones or something from
Yeah.
Mythical Dragons?
It sounds actually exactly like that. Not to, yeah.
I could see him just giving you like more logs or something.
Yeah.
And then with that, I could just agree with that and go along with it. I wouldn't have no
Mhm.
problem with it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it could be like a whole. They could release almost like a whole armor set, you know, from killing these things if there's dangerous ones, aggressive ones, and then the normal one. You know, there's tons of options they can really go with.
Yeah.
Next up, we have something that'll make anybody in the game. Well, which will make the questers happy, but it'll make those who've actually spent all their time with the Questscape now with the recent Squill of Fortune update. It'll make them happy that they finally get the double spins from completing a quest. And it's a Song from the Depths quest. It's members only, and it'll be held in Remington. And just for the gist of it, there's no requirements to do it. And one of the it's the seven, like it has Xenia and all that.
Mm-hmm.
It'll have all of them except this one. We finally get to see what the Raptor is for, other than being in that big heavy armor.
Yeah. I don't know, Moser. What do you think of this one?
It's a quest. That's what I
I'm
think of
actually
it.
looking forward to it actually because I am a quester. That's my first and my favorite cape.
I wonder how difficult it's gonna be, because okay, they make it seem they're you know. Hold on, Moser. Oh wait, never mind. I thought when I first read it, it seemed like it would actually unlock the QBD.
But it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, now rereading it, I really don't think it does. It says that it gives a damage buff during one of the most highly anticipated boss fights, which I'm guessing is going to be the QBD. But, you know, if they're just giving you a buff during that from finishing the quest, which I'm guessing is going to be like an item that does extra damage to
Or might reduce
dragons.
some damage from their flame breath. She might have a special breath that we don't know about that
Exactly,
that
or all
buff
that.
would actually be able to reduce damage from.
Or like something that you mentioned, oh, well, that will be mentioned later in the podcast, having to do with effectiveness against dragons.
True, and I do like the fact that they say there are 7 hidden XP rewards while trying to free the innocent from the crippling condition. And very high level players will also find a final reward, a passive damage reduction buff, active during one of the most highly anticipated boss fights. Well, that boss fight's actually one of my questions. I don't know if it'll be the QBD or not.
No, are you talking about the... Well, but I mean, it has to be anticipated, so people will have to know what it is beforehand.
Yeah, it might be, but I'm slightly if iffy on that.
Or if that's just too simple to say, like, oh, QBD's coming out, boss has to be QBD.
Right. I do like the fact that it says you'll be able to gain access to a new upgradable crossbow.
Yeah, that.
My question is, will that be upgradable? Like, is it like an addition that you could just put onto an actual crossbow, like a rune crossbow, to up its power a little bit or speed?
Will it be like you can craft focus sights from certain things and different focus sights, and you can add like special like strings and different things onto it to make it have stronger attack or a faster attack, all that kind of stuff? Will you be able to like specialize your crossbow to yourself almost?
Which a specialized crossbow is also always a big thing that you'd want.
Yeah, because I mean you could use it in so many different situations just based on what you want. So say you're PKing and you're switching to range for that quick KO, and there's a specialization for attack speed, or the quickness, the rate at which you attack.
Now that I think of it, one of the boss fights I would love to do again, other than in the Dominion Tower, I'd love to see another quest with Nomad in it.
That is very. Oh my goodness. That is interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
I'm just throwing that out there. I mean, I'm not saying that would be who it is. That would be a surprise if it was.
But that is an anticipated thing, and
but Nomad for a quest with no requirements isn't.
That's what I was about to say. I was gonna say there are other bosses like that, but
unless they're saying it like that to make you unaware of it.
Well, don't forget, this is as we said before. It's hinting to it helping during that boss fight, but it's not saying that boss fight is directly correlated to the quest.
True. All right, let's give this one Moser, because I know he's happy about a lot of them. He loves bossing and such like this.
Oh, okay, my turn. Queen Black Dragon.
Whoa!
Yeah. So, I like how it says, in fact, you could fit 5 King Black Dragons in the mouth of the mother of all dragons. That
makes me
awesome.
scared.
I'm wondering if, because they said it's going to be a single-way combat, so it's going to be a solo boss, which will be really cool. But looking at the picture that it shows in there, you see kind of like half a platform. So what I'm wondering with this boss is if it's going to be kind of like the fight killing boss in the way
that, or something.
Yeah, in the way that you only see parts of its head at certain points or something like that. Like, I really like the combat for the boss. I think it's cool. I think the boss from the fight killing is too easy.
Actually, now that I look at the picture, I just realized something. Look at the half of it. What does that remind you of? Think of the Wild Gut that sleeps.
Yeah, Stone of Jazz.
The Stone of Jazz, yeah.
So this could be directly related to the Dragonkin, which is actually listed in the behind the scenes. The kin won't be far away either, so be aware that your actions will be watched and noted for future retribution.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just really hope for some cool new tactics with the boss. I like it when it's better than just you run up, you click on the boss, and you wait.
You wait until one of y'all dies.
Yeah, so it's cool when there's some fun tactic to go along with it. So
yeah, and also as I believe it was Mod Chris L that mentioned this. He said that, and you guys were talking about I hope it's not too easy. I really don't think it will be, because Mod Chris L said that the starting stats that the guy that created the QBD, the stats that he initially started with were next stats, and I believe went up from there.
That should be cool.
If it went up from next stats, do you think it would actually outlevel next?
Possibly. We'll see.
Maybe.
And for solo boss, I saw on the forums earlier. I actually did look on the forums at one of the Queen Black Dragon forum threads, and they're saying they're hoping it's not as damage per second hungry as Nex is, and I can tell you Nex is very hungry on damage per second.
I don't think it'll be as strong as Nex, simply because it's a solo boss.
But you do think it'll have different attack styles versus like Nex does.
Yeah, it'll have multiple attack styles.
Because I can see. Here's an actually now that I think about it, it says in fact you could fit 5 king black dragons in the mouse. That would actually, now that I think about it, it would come off as a hint that during parts of the fight with the queen black dragon, she might summon one of the king black dragons.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be.
That
cool.
is a really smart idea.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go. Yeah, totally.
I was just gonna say, and it's not even like that would be like too hard or something because the KVD is so easy to kill.
But it could be like the Fight Kiln Jazz. The Fight Kiln Jazz have different. They can hit through prayer to a certain extent.
Yeah, so they might be stronger.
Like after being in the belly of the mother for so long, they can come out stronger.
And the other cool thing about it is not only is this dungeon going to have the King Black Dragon, but it's going to have, did it say new Slayer monsters? Or
slimy.
New slimy set of Slayer assignments.
Yeah, so I think that is awesome. And I know, like, even though I don't really have to do Slayer anymore, I still think it'd be cool to check them out. And just adding more creatures to Slayer just makes the stat better because it just gives you a larger variety of stuff to do. So that's really cool.
My thought is, even if it's not a new Slayer, like a new Slayer monster specifically, I mean, they might add one, but like the just the whole, like, having a new area to slay in is always nice. Because always running to the same areas, you know, this place could have different benefits for different people. It could be cannonable, it could be safer, it could be faster to get to, all these different things.
Yeah. Actually makes me wonder, will this, you remember in the King's Black Dragon can destroy your cannon.
Yeah.
Will this be able to do the same?
Yeah,
probably.
Because this is going to be considered a solo-only boss. And I actually, now that I think of it, I did look on the forums. These are going to be shard instances for each player. Yeah. So you can't have, so unless somebody does a personalized area force teleport, you know, which is glitching the game, and gets into your Queen Black Dragon area, I do not think that it would be like they can't. It'll be just you in your own world. It will probably be multi-combat, actually, because then you can use a Steel Titan.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because, and even if it's not that, you can bring you might be able to use Dreadnoughts. Who knows?
Yeah, hopefully those. And something I just thought of is, you know, what hide is it gonna drop? Like there's so many things to get into, but I wonder if the actual hide of the Queen Dragon is going to come into play with the other drops, which, you know, kind of does actually lead into the other drops. Sorry if I cut you off on anything.
No, you didn't cut me off anywhere. But speaking of drops, you want to actually mention that too, Patrick?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be an interesting set of drops. They did mention, they came out and said that this is gonna drop the Dragon Kite, but a whole new range of dragon-oriented gear. Now, this could be another set of Dragon Hide. This could also, as John mentioned to me earlier, this could also be something like Dragonbane Bolts, which are dragon-oriented items. You know, they do more damage against dragons, therefore. Yeah.
And before we move on past that, the Dragon Kite Shield, I want to go ahead and just throw all this hype out the window. There's no hype on this shield. This shield is
it's gonna suck.
Precisely, it's not going to be better than the Dragonfire Shield. You can throw that thought out the window. It's not going to be better than Dragon Defender in attack and strength stats. It will not be better than a Divine Spirit Shield in effect. It will be just basically a regular Kite Shield with just defense stats.
Exactly. Like I don't see how somebody. Wait, say it again. Yeah, exactly. As Mosers said, it's going to be a vanity item. I don't see how you could look at a set of dragon and say, oh my god, the Kite Shield is going to be so much better than this entire set. And
now that I do think of it, in the Grand Exchange, now they'll probably add the sets for the Dragon Chain with the Kite Shield and the Dragon Full Helm and Plate Body with the Kite Shield.
Oh, that's so many customizations on a Dragon set. They should really just, like, I don't even know. Because, you know, you can get one with a skirt, or legs, or a med, or a full, or a kite. Or
don't forget, they're going to have to add the ornamental and spike kits to the Clue Scroll rewards. Now,
which will actually give more incentive to do more clues and all that kind of stuff.
But it will probably be only elite, so that
yeah,
is
which is
Yeah.
kind of sad.
I'm just really excited when it says, a host of other drops. I just think it's awesome that there's going to be new items. I just love it when new items come into the game, It's just kind of
Yeah,
fun.
and that's sorry.
No, go ahead. Actually,
That's what they were saying about Next. They're like, we didn't want to make Next just drop one thing. We wanted to make Next drop a variety of items to bring more things into the game. Because if you think about it, I mean, TD's brought D-claws and D-chains, D-plates into the game. I
it
mean,
brought the parts of the D
it's just like-
plates.
well, yeah, but I mean, the item itself, and then it's just like for King Black Dragon right now.
It's just the dragon head and the visage.
Exactly, and it's just like like back in the day, Calfight Queen dropped the chain.
It still
just
does, along with the dragon
well, I
two
mean,
hand.
sorry.
when
Yeah,
it
but I
come
mean
out.
the fact that it only really drops one item is really limiting to the people's desire to go and kill this boss. So
Well, that's why it was cool when God Wars came out, and like with Bandos and Armadillo anyway, they had the armor set and the weapon. So
And the only
yeah.
thing that really, that's what made Saradomin and Zamrock less popular at the time, is
Yeah.
because they didn't have no specific armors.
But that's
Yeah.
why I feel like their effects, the special effects on the swords, are actually more useful.
Well, they did say they're revamping God Wars sometime this year, so
Yeah, well,
they might actually add drops of armor. They might
That would
actually
be
bring
cool.
out some specialty armors for that.
I'd be cool with that.
the rebirth
could-
of Sarah and
because
Sammy.
because there's no specialty God Wars mage armor other than the next Virtus armor.
yeah. I feel
Rage.
like
Sarah should really drop mage armor
Yeah.
And
because
well,
all she does is mage you.
yeah, I can see it drop mage with some mage melee hybrid a bit. It won't be as strong as actual as their separate
Virtus.
counterparts alone,
Oh yeah.
but it'd be about mid range together.
Yeah.
While,
Well, 'cause that's go ahead.
while Zamrock might drop range with mage with a ranged melee hybrid, while Zamrock or Saradomin drops a melee mage hybrid.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Good
Because you got to have mage in there.
Uh huh.
It'll just be cool to see what happens. We're kind of getting
along-
off topic though.
Yeah, back onto the Queen Black Dragon. The range of dragon-oriented weapons, and Patrick just mentioned this, that I mentioned to it earlier. That after you've done the Ritual of the Mosers quest, you got access to the Bane ore. And you can make Bane bolts and attune them to certain elemental, monster affinities. There's the Abyssal bolts, there's Dragon Bane, there's Woloski Bane, and I actually think those are the main three that they were made. And I could see them with the range of dragon-oriented gear. It could drop pre-tuned ore,
hmm
and they might actually add Dragon Bane where you could actually smith it into a special weapon.
Yeah.
It could be the Dragon Bane longsword or something,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or Dragon Bane rapier. Who knows? It would be interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just excited. New items.
Exactly. Like it's so hard. Like the one thing is like you can only get so much hype up because outside of the Dragon Kite, we don't know what we're getting at all.
Right. And I mean, I'm going to hype the Queen Black Dragon as much as I can because it's going to be a solo-only boss. I love solo-only bosses.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna walk in there first day with my Gano. I'm gonna get my Tribred on, and we're just gonna have fun with that.
I'm probably going to go in there my Void Melee. Well, no, actually, I'll probably go in there and Rune.
Bruise restores. Oh,
Full
actually, yeah,
bronze.
you're right.
I'll go in there with I'll go in there with the Extreme set along with Super Anti-Fires. I'll take an Anti-Dragon Shield with me just on the side thought of the fact that it can hit through Anti-Fires to a certain extent.
That's a very good point. Don't listen to me. Don't run in there on the first day, because a lot of the times when they first release new things,
There are glitches.
There are glitches and your gravestone doesn't appear.
So if you do run in there with like a Dragon Scimitar or something, and
Until
in
you
your
know you
low-level
can.
gear.
Yeah,
Full
exactly.
bronze,
Until you know you
full
can
bronze,
finish it.
Bronze dagger, evil turnip.
Solid
go in there
setup.
Yeah, just go in there with something that you're willing to lose and are not going to cry about if you lose it.
Mhm.
Because there's people who went in there, that's went in there with max gear, got dropped, it didn't appear in the gravestone, and then they're on the forums raging
Losing divine.
because they didn't think in advance that, hey, it's a brand new boss. It's been beta tested by Jagex only by like a certain few people. It's
but
not going to
2000.
it's not beta tested on the player end.
Yeah.
And actually, that's what I'm hoping Jagex will eventually do is open up beta test servers
Yeah,
to
they
like
mentioned the
certain
possibility.
age and combat level differences in the RuneScape community.
Max plays.
Max play.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there'll be maxed players. There'll be players around Patrick's area, which is you're not max melee. You're moderate melee, max mage and range. And well,
Yeah.
I don't know if you're max range, but
Close. Not close enough.
and then there'll be those that are like one defense pures and such like that. I can see them opening it to that group of players. Give them like 5 beta test servers. That way, if they have like 1,000 or so people, they can test them on a variety of amount of people. Like one server could have a 10-person limit, one could have a 50-person, one of them could have 100, 500, then 1,000-person limit. That way, they can tell the difference between how much the server load can actually take with the beta test.
Yeah.
And it won't be and you may have they might let you use your regular account for this. They might have like a beta bank in this specific place where you cannot glitch anything out of it. They'll make sure that when you leave you're forced to bank everything in that specific bank. You cannot teleport
Tutorial
out.
Island.
Yeah, you cannot teleport out. You can't teleport out of that area. Nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
If you leave that area, you have to go through an exit barrier or door, something like that. You have no law rooms. I should just say that you have no law rooms to get out.
No teleport tablets.
No tabs. No glory amulets. You can have glory amulets and rings of wealth and all that, but they won't have charges.
You get the idea. Yeah.
But there's no way you. And if you have, when you're wanting to go through that barrier, you have to bank everything, or it'll automatically bank it all for you. Okay, and beta test the stuff. Now they might do that later this year. They might get the idea from watching this podcast and say, "Hey, that's actually a good idea."
So please invite us.
I don't care if they invite me or not. I don't care if they invite me or not, as long as they're beta tested and they find all the bugs.
Yeah.
And eventually make sure it tested in Duel Arena, because
So
there's
things like
always stuff that'll screw with
Oh,
Duel
yeah.
Arena and screw people out of money.
or like people like that get tower like Dominion swords out of Dominion Tower.
That was
And-
actually a personalized area of force teleports.
Well, yeah, but like all those kind of things, like you gotta realize like
Which actually I don't know how in the world they did that.
that's a secret. I don't know.
I mean, because you can't teleport out of the ring, because I would have done that by now. But out of force of habit, just like tab 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 tab.
Yeah. Well, it's not using standard teleports. They don't just like click on a teleport and it forces them to do something.
It's some glitch with dungeoneering usually.
Exactly. It's usually with the ring. But as I was saying, let's move on to the final section, which is the Diamond Jubilee.
And I was watching the Rune Shark podcast earlier. I won't lie. I won't lie. I was watching it earlier. They did not care about this update one bit. Now, one of the things I've done is Cryptic Clue Fest. I did the first one. I actually skipped out on the second one. I just couldn't be forced to do it that year. And then I done the third one. And on the Rune Shark podcast, they could not remember what the third one was. The third one was actually dealing with the Clan Citadels.
Mm-hmm.
Because the third...
Oh, was that the one where you got the mask?
No, that was the one where you got Avalana's robes. Her light blue robe.
Oh, that's right. There was a third one. I forgot. I did that, but
Because
I forgot about it.
the second one was the investigator outfit.
Yeah.
And then the first
one was
one was
magnifying
the
glass.
magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass, yeah.
Yeah, and then people always going around with that magnifying glass, getting in front of somebody, just saying, "Boob check." or checking for breast cancer.
Yes.
They had done that. I've done it too back when I was a little more immature on thinking on stuff like that.
Let's see.
But
Yeah, I always, as much as it can, I'm sure Rune Shark was all like, oh my god, it'll make Varrock Square so laggy, it'll be terrible, it'll be another place that, I just can't, I can't walk through, or whatever.
well, yeah, I can understand it would make Varrock laggy, but that's why I teleport to the Grand Exchange.
But that's something you shouldn't worry about with an, like if your biggest worry is the lag, why would you even...
If you're going to worry about lag, go to Edgeville and run over to the Grand Exchange if you got
Please,
to.
thank you. Yeah, honestly, it's just like...
If he's got to check for his road to completion, it's go around through by the edge of the wilderness. But let's see, you'll find a royal visitor for the month. There'll be a street party. The Center of Rock will be teaming with new characters and creatures. That's actually something I'm interested to see.
I can't wait for... I want these fish and chips.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're talking
I can't eat... Oh, wait, but they're fries. They're fries, right? Fish and chip is fish and fries. Is that right?
Depending.
I think it's actually like fish and chips, literally. And
yeah.
I'm not, and I'll say this.
I remember hearing
I'm not familiar with y'all's customs on what fish and chips is, so please don't hate us on this. We're all American here.
Yeehaw.
Rune Shark might have knew, but I don't. Now, the Corgus, I have no idea what that is. I will not lie. I have no freaking clue.
The what?
The Corgus, the one after the fish and chips?
Yeah, no idea. I mean, I'm sure my friend Google knows, but I couldn't be asked to look it up right now.
Yeah, Google is always busy, so I don't want to bug them too much.
Mm-hmm.
Google owes me $20.
Don't go Stewie Griffin on them and go, where's my money, with a flamethrower.
Huh.
Alright, well, that's actually...
I think that's about it.
Actually, why don't we,
Wait.
if y'all were on the, behind the scenes still, click on the, I will tell y'all, the viewer this, while y'all are on the forums, I do urge y'all to click the, Queen Black Dragon head, because it will show concept art, a much larger picture and concept art. The image for where the Queen Black Dragon lair will be is such. There's no adamant dragons. I will tell y'all that now. There is no adamant dragons.
Please.
They might come out somewhere down the line, but they are not with the Queen Black Dragon. I will tell y'all that now.
No, it's okay. We all know Sailing's gonna come out with the Queen Black Dragon.
Dude, Addy Dragons came out months ago. Didn't you know that?
Sailing.
Yeah, it was all over. It was the big rage on Rune Shark, wasn't it?
Yep.
Sailing.
And also, if you click on the guy at the very bottom for the Diamond Jubilee, you actually get to see a few of the characters.
That's cool.
The chef looks interesting, and then there's the Night Guard, and actually there's William Shakespeare Esquire. I can't read the name on the chef. There's Big Ben, which is the guy holding the diamond insignia shield thing.
Yeah. Miscellaneous Guard and Miss Mini Coop.
Miss Mini Coop. Reference at the Mini Coopers.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? Barg Armash or something.
It's yeah.
If those three, and then there's a little dog, of course, but it definitely looks like it's going to be interesting for a month of May. And I mean, if you don't do anything other than the Queen Black Dragon, the quest, and the May Madness part, which it's actually more of the May Madness is more of a passive thing. So just make sure if you log in using the game client, make sure you stop in every now and then to check the forums. I will urge you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I know y'all check in Monday or Tuesday and check the forums, check the homepage, make sure there hasn't been an update, and if there is, find out when one's going to be. But The bonfires. The bonfires is depending on who you are. I'm actually going to try this on my free-to-play Quest account. I will try it on that because I do want to get some of its skills up. And because this rune span is also free-to-play to the low-level area, I'm definitely going to do it on that because now I can actually get my rune crafting level up before I become members on that account for my content videos, I should say.
Yeah.
The Queen Black Dragon Cave actually looks pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. I think I thought it was funny how everybody was like, "Oh, it's Brimhaven. It's Brimhaven." I'm like,
How is that Brimhaven?
just because there's like two things set up in this slightly, this somewhat pattern.
But I do like the fact that the Stone of Jazz and half the Stone of Jazz insignia is in there. That might have been the original place it rested. Who knows? That might have gave the Queen Black Dragon all that extra power.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of things that could happen. We'll just have to find out in the quest.
Actually, now that I think about it, this might be in the wilderness. Entrance might be in the wilderness or something, because you remember the Dragonkin Fortress is in the wilderness.
Yeah, and so is KBD and all that. So it very well could be. So protect your anus.
All right. Well,
I think that about does it for the month of May.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys in June, or we might see you sometime. We might see you on some content updates during May ourselves on each of our individual channels, and we'll see y'all next month. This Fonic Arts. I
am Patrick.
I'm Moser, and don't forget JMods in the red portal. Bring your banks.
Yeah. And we'll see y'all next time with the Behind the Scenes podcast, June.